Alright, this is going to be a demo to help you with lesson 4, exercise 3. It looks similar to this, so you can use the same techniques. And then I just build my shapes and edit the values later. I make sure it's fully constrained. And then you can edit the values and it's a piece of cake. So you just got to get a shape that looks similar to this. It looks like some kind of wiring clip or something, but the dimensions given in the book is a pretty huge piece. So not really sure what this is for, but it's a good exercise to practice some new applications. I see this part as being dimensioned symmetrically, so I'm going to use the center hole as the datums. So I've created a new part, and I'm in a sketch, and I'm just going to create a couple rectangles, something like that, and then let's create a rectangle. Oh, let's just keep it simple. We'll do something like that, and I will use the quick trim command and remove out a gap from the center. So I just got to select it twice for each rectangle, and then I'm going to go and create a circle. Okay, now what I need is datums to work from, so I'm going to create an axis off the center here, create another axis like so, and then when I auto constrain it, I don't want the center lines to be picked up. That's why I went way outside the part, so I could create a trap and get just the profiles. But another way to do that is to pick this and do an auto search to get the outside profile. Use the control button to grab that, and then go into your auto constraints. So you're going to auto constrain that, and the reference elements are going to be the datums I created, sort of the center of the circle. And it's a symmetrical part about this center line, so I'm going to use that line as a symmetry. We'll stack dimension it, select OK. Seemed like before it used to dimension the overall too. So I would erase this dimension and erase this dimension and put the overalls. So when you want to do a symmetrical dimension, that would be a best technique. Okay, so I guess I'll go ahead and do that. I'm just going to delete this one, delete that one, and then manually pop in a constraint. And really I want the overall length. Okay, and I want this overall length here. And then I would go coincident this to here, coincident this center line. Oh wait, son of a gun, I can't believe I did that. The whole reason why I created the datums was so I could coincident to the datums, so that axis, my local axis system, will be in the center here. Whoops. Okay. And the profile is completely green. That means it's fully constrained. We can go to corners, corner this and this. Now, since my palette's on that side, what I should have done was start this over here. And then it's easy to just click in that box and type in whatever radius you want. Let's say I wanted a 1/4 inch. Okay. So now when I go to corner, look where that palette is and then grab the ends that would be most logical. Because now I either got to try and tab to get in that window or drag it over here so I can come click on that window. Okay, we'll change that to a 1/4 inch. Alright, and I always do corners, chamfers, notches after I've got a fully constrained profile so I don't have headaches. So again, the reason why we do a symmetrical dimensioning is that's how I would do it on a drawing. So I want to dimension it the same way as I do in my sketch. Okay, so I might actually remove this and put an overall height in there. I might have changed this dimension to go to the bottom. Okay, so I would maybe remove, oh, I should have constrained this thickness first because it's not coming from the datum, and then I wouldn't have had that weird scenario here. All right, I'm going to create a constraint. I'll go from the datum to the outside edge, and this is what it gave me. So I'm going to put this as a reference. If I would have went with what it gave me, and I change this to 3.3. No, not 3.3. Engineering tolerance is 30 thou. On both sides, I have created it per engineering tolerance. But if my intent, whoops, if my intent was to keep this overall length at 6 inches, I'm now at 60 thou off instead of 30 thou. So this is not within engineering tolerance. So if you got to dimension it and look at your part and see how it's going to be affected. Okay. Anyways, I would just for kicks, you could keep that on, make that a reference, and get rid of the reference on this one. Whoops. Make that a reference. And then you can see when I change this back to 6, we're going to change this back to 3. Okay. Now, this could be off 30 thou, this could be off 30 thou, but the overall length of that part is going to hold 6 inches, or at least within 30 thou of that. Okay, so you can go ahead and try that. I will rebuild it here, just in case you want to see me do it again. I'm going to create a rectangle. And then another rectangle. I'll make this one a little bit bigger. Go higher. And then quick trim it out. Sometimes that double clicking's not always working. Create a circle. Oh, I knew what else I was going to show. Dang it. Okay. I'll go ahead and rebuild this. And we'll create this constraint here because I know I want to maintain that, and my datum's going to be in the center of the hole. So I'll create my axis. And auto search. Control, grab this one. Auto constrain it. Reference these elements. Symmetry of this line. I'm going to establish my datum. Parts fully constrained. Let's go to corner, and this time I'll corner this side first. I'll do a 1/4 inch corner. Hit the tab button. Now look where my cursor is. If I type in 1/4 inch now, because of where that other line was, it still knew to flip it to the other side. Okay. Again, you can remove this dimension or constraint, remove this constraint, and then go ahead and put the full constraints in there. In looking at this part, maybe I get rid of this constraint and add the constraint from the base up to the top. Just double check everything, make sure it's two closed profiles and a constrained part, so I know I won't have any issues later on. We're going to exit out. Some of you are wondering, why didn't you put the corner on the top? I'm going to show you another trick. We'll create a pad, and we'll go 4 inches long, reverse that direction so the numbers are up on the front. The front view will be this face here when I create my drawing. Okay, and select OK. Under Refine and under Fillets, there's an option here called Tritangent. And under Tritangent, if I select this face and the face on the opposite side, those are two faces that are going to be filleted. The face to be removed will create a full radius in between the two parallel faces. So that's the face that's going to be completely gone when I select OK. And that's how you get a nice curve on the top like that. Okay? And then, of course, you pop in your holes, and then you do a simple hole pattern. So go ahead and try that out. I think you'll find that technique pretty easy and make that part go fairly quick. So again, I'll pop in a hole on that face. And the reason why I grabbed those two edges is so that I can edit this value. Sometimes these are a pain to grab, especially the one right here. By the way, I'm going to select OK, just so you see that hole. Let's say I want to zoom in on there. View, zoom area. You kind of click a box like you do, like you're trapping stuff, and it just quickly zooms up on that spot. Okay, so I could double click this hole and make it a 1/4 inch hole. Let's go all the way through. And let's just make this a 1/2 inch. Let's hit equals and make it equal this value. So there will be a formula on that. That's why there's an FX now. So that has a link. Select OK. Take that hole, create a pattern on this face. So I just pick, for a reference element, I pick that face, and it will establish X and Y, Z direction. Okay, that's the number 2. It's hardly showing you, but that's number 2. Number 1 is going this way. Oh, wait a minute. I think that's just a 2, how many I have. Let's go and reverse that one. And I'll just go over, I think, 4 inch. I don't remember what size I was using. Looks like I better go over 5 inches. Okay, and then I'm going to reverse this arrow. Go to the second direction. And let's try, was it 3? And we have to increase the instances to 2. I hit preview, select OK. Alright, notice I got my datum axis right here. So that's part number 4. Don't forget to rename them, whatever names you were given to put in there. Okay. Oh shoot, that's not what I wanted to do. All right, you guys can rename that later. I'm going to go ahead and stop the video. Try that part out. Hopefully that'll help you.